All right, now it's time to write our own first web directory discovery. So again, I already write the code and upload it. So to avoid any stupid mistakes, syntax error, actually to avoid wasting your time. Okay, but don't worry, again, we will go through this line by line and explain everything in details. Okay, all right. Now, actually, I already upload the code, so you can download it and open it so we can test it together. All right. Now, the first thing, we import this library, which is called requests. And actually, this is the main library that used for the web directory discovery tool. Okay. All right. Now here we defined a target URL variable, and we input please enter a target URL, and then we have the file name variable, and inside it please enter the file name of the file containing directories. Okay, by the way, you can put that as a sys.argv 1.argv2 and so on, but it's up to you how to customize your script. But for now, just we will do these things. Okay. Now we defined a function, and this function, as you can see, we called it request, and we put a parameter called URL. Okay. Now this function we will call it here. Actually, by the way, here you can see, but don't worry, we will go to there. So for now, def request URL. Now try this except this, and on this exception pass. Okay. Now try this. What is this? So we will return, because this is a function, we will return the requests, which is the name of the library we used here or module, dot get, and we will use this function, the get function, and this will send a get request. Okay, for what, or to where? To this http / which is a concatenation with the URL, and URL is the variable or the parameter we passed here from here, as you can see. But don't worry, we will go to there and we will handle that and repeat the logic again. But don't worry, let's follow me for now. Now try this. So if there is no error, it's okay. We will return request to the response to somewhere. Okay. But if we have except request dot exception dot connection error, and by the way, the except here, this is something from the library itself, which is the request library. So except this thing and this thing actually, which is request dot exceptions dot connection error, then do what? Pass. Or you can put this URL is not found or something, but actually it makes sense to only send the what we found, not what is not exist, right? Because it is a directory discovery after all. All right. So far so good. Now this is the function. This will be used to send the request or return the request. Now how this logic actually work, we will talk about this right away, which is file. We define this file variable equal open, and here open is, we already talked about these. So we open the file name, the directory or the file that containing all the directories. So /login, /admin, /something or whatever. Okay. And we will open it as a read. So the file we provided here, we will open it as a readable, and we will go as for loop here, which is for line in file. So we will go through line by line for this specific file that we provided here by timing its name. So this is for the first line, and the first line we defined a variable called directory, and we can see that we used line, which is the first line from this file, dot strip. Now this to strip it from any white spaces. Okay. And after we strip it from any white spaces for this specific line in this file, we store it inside the directory variable. Okay. Now we have the full URL, which is the target URL, which is the something, as you can see, that we provide here. Enter the target URL, either IP address or a domain name. It's okay. It will do the job. Then we will add or concatenate the slash here, the forward slash, and then we will concatenate the directory, which is the one we strip from here, which is line.strip, and we will put it inside the directory and we will use it here. Okay. So the full URL will be the IP address or the domain name with slash with the directory or the line we have in this specific file, which is the one that we open it from here, as you can see. All right. So far so good. Now we will create a variable called response, as you can see. So we will use the request function, as you can see that we defined here, and we will pass the full URL that we have it here. Okay, so the full URL will be passed to this request function, and then it will try or accept, depends on it. So try, if it is good, nothing error, nothing problem, we will return the value, and the value will be request.get the HTTP with the URL, okay, which is the URL we provided here, okay, where it is, yeah, which is the full URL, okay, including the target URL, this slash, and this directory. Okay, by the way, if we provide the full URL or the target URL, if we provided HTTP, this will be redundant actually, or it will be extra. So HTTP // and another HTTP // okay. Well, actually there are a lot of ways to get rid of that, but anyway, we will not handle it here. It's okay, it's no big deal actually. You can just put a filter, if else, or you can do a lot of things actually. But anyway, we will just assume that the URL is the domain name or the IP address, okay, without using the protocol, which is the HTTP. All right, now after we got the request from here and return everything, so return either this or pass if as request.exception.connection error, which means there is no connection, so we will pass. But if there is a connection, which means the URL is existed or the directory is existed, it will be returned and will be stored inside the response, okay. Now if the response is empty, so it will not, this if statement will not work. But if the response has value or has a returned value, so yes, if response yes, which means yeah, it has value, so which means that we will print this thing, which is discovery or discovery at this path, and we will print the full path that we pass it to the request. All right, okay, so far so good. Now let's have it here. As you can see, I already have the code here, which is directories.py. By the way, I already uploaded it, so you can just download it and let's try it out together, okay. All right, now Python 3 and then directories, okay. By the way, I have this list.txt file actually. If I open it using any text editor, Vim for example, you can see that I have some data inside it, okay. So test login, let's put login here. As you can see, PHP my admin, web login, this is for the WordPress admin, twiki, or actually a lot of things actually, but this is just for testing, for example. And yeah, actually before I run this command or this program, I already have this metasploitable machine that I already talked about in the previous section. So you can see that I have it here, and this is the IP address for it, so I will use it here actually. And by the way, if I go to its IP address, which is this one, you can see that we have it here, and you can see that we have twiki, readme.txt. Actually, I put some of these actually here, so you can see that PHP my admin. So yeah, let's copy that and paste it there. Well, actually, yeah, let's put it here. Yeah. So actually, this is for testing. So instead of testing on real machines, and actually this is a better way to do that. By the way, if you are using Kali Linux, you already have a long list of words, which is the roq.txt. I think it is very big, and you can just use it there if you are interested to check more, okay. All right, now let's run the command. You can see it will start asking for target URL. Let's put or provide the IP address, which is 11, as you can see, 1110. Yeah. So enter the name of the file, which is what we have on the current directory. But remember, this must be in the current working directory of the program or of the directories.py. So yeah, you can see that. Yeah, discovered directory at this, because I already know there is something called like that, and discovered PHP my admin. All right. So actually, if we have a long list of words and we want to test them out, we can put it and use this long list of words, okay? And it will start looking and searching for directories inside this, okay? All right. And by the way, you can customize it whatever you want. So you can, instead of putting please input or please enter the target or please enter the containing directories, no, actually you can just provide this as a sys.argv, as what we learned in the port scanner section, and use this actually again sys.argv2 or sys.argv3 or whatever, and you can just use this instead of writing it like this. No, you can put the IP address here and provide the name of the directory or the list of the directories that's supposed to be here, okay, or the suggested directories, okay. By the way, you need to provide your Python program here with a very huge list so it can search everything possible for this URL. And again, I'm using Metasploitable. I recommend you to install it, to download it as a virtual machine and run your program on this Metasploitable. Don't use that on real machines or real servers because you will get in trouble. All right. I warn you, actually. You need to be cautious in these situations. All right. Thanks for watching.